Hey folks, I feel like the holidays are made for watching reruns. So I threw together some of my favorite old videos and put them into a 4-part series. You're gonna see some of my very early bushcraft videos that are fairly roughly edited all the way through some of my more current van camping. I think you'll enjoy the evolution for those people that are fairly new to the channel, and for those guys that have been following for a long time, you'll find some little bit of nostalgia in watching some of the old content. I hope you're all having a great holidays. Enjoy the videos, and we'll see you in the next year. Alright folks, it is now 2020 and I finally got off my butt and done something that I've wanted to do for years. I bought a van. So yeah, I bought a van. I've always wanted one. I've wanted one for as long as I ever thought about overlanding or possibly even living out of my overland setup. I've wanted a 4-wheel drive van. Now, this van is not 4-wheel drive. This van is currently 2-wheel drive. We hope to change that at some point, but right now it is 2-wheel drive. Of course, what's the first thing I decide to go do with it when you get a new toy or a new vehicle? You got to take it out and do some winter camping. Right now we're up in some mountains. It's currently snowing. It's supposed to snow actually for the next several days, pretty much non-stop, pretty high percentage. But anyways, I thought, yeah, we'd see if we can't find a little spot along the river, you know, living in a van on the river. How about that? And little snow camping, little van life, and yeah, I'm stoked and excited. Alright guys, well, we've just pulled into a spot. It's still snowing like crazy. There's only a couple inches on the ground so far, not too bad, but just bad enough that with 2-wheel drive, having only 2-wheel drive, I did have to put chains on the van. I know I'm not a big proponent of chains, but in this particular case, you know, without having 4-wheel drive, if I would have been in the pickup, I would have had no issues getting in here, but with the 2-wheel drive van pulling the trailer, I did have some issues getting in here because it's fairly wet snow right now, really slushy underneath, and the van was just spinning out all over the place. So in this particular case, chains did come in handy as far as that was concerned. I did get some good chains for the van. Some of you guys in past videos said I wasn't using very good chains, which I guess I'll agree with you there because these are much better chains. But anyways, with all that said, we are here. We do have a beautiful spot. There's a nice little creek flowing down here, or a little bit more than creek, a little bit of a river, but it's really beautiful. We got the snow, dogs are out playing in it a little bit, but first things first, I want to get everything set up. I'm going to kind of evaluate how much firewood I have on the van. I've got a few pieces, but I'm not really sure if it's enough for tonight and tomorrow, so we'll just kind of have to see how that is. We may have to go cut some more. We'll just kind of determine that, but let's get a few things set up and then see where we're at from there. All right, guys, so we got camp all set up. I'm really excited about this. I think this is gonna be just an amazing spot to break the van into some winter camping and break me into the van life, the whole van life movement that I've been pretty interested in for a very, very long time. And just, you know, a couple months back or so, or a month back or so, when I spent some time with Chad with Living the Van Life, it just, I finally decided that I had to make it happen. I had to make it happen. And so I'm really excited about it. I found this van on Craigslist. It's a 1995 E350. You know, it's got some years on it. It's got some miles, a few dings and dents. No different than me, but I went out, test drove it, played with, you know, took it out. I actually pretty much fell in love with it right out of the gate, and but decided not to buy it. Actually, I decided not to buy it because I wasn't sure my finances were quite where I wanted them to be. So I hemmed and hawed on it. I went back and started looking at more vans on Craigslist and kind of just dreaming and wishing, but I realized that my heart was already kind of on this van, and it's one of those situations where I didn't choose the vehicle chose me, and I really do think this van kind of picked me out and said, hey, you know, come buy me, let's go adventuring. And I just couldn't help it. I absolutely had to buy it, and so I'm super excited about it. It's not new and fancy like some of the brand new rigs that I've been seeing some people picking up and stuff, but to me it's pretty exciting. And like I said, van life is something that's been an interest to me long before I even knew what overlanding was. I've always wanted a sportsmobile. I've always dreamed of a sportsmobile. And of course the old van here is far from a sportsmobile, but yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm super excited. I'm excited to be started on it. And I've already given the van a name. The van actually has a little sticker. It's actually on the other side of the van, but a little sticker of a Sasquatch on it. And so we've decided that the van is going to be called Sasquatch, which, you know, kind of a couple meanings for me there. A, I think it's kind of a cool name, but B, it kind of continues to give me, you know, like hope and determination to build this van into the van beast I believe it can be. So like I said, I do want to get four-wheel drive for it, a four-wheel drive kit. That's going to take some time. I've got a lot of other things I want to do to the van, building it out and making it exactly the overland vehicle and that I want it to be. And I just think it's going to be super cool. And I'm just stoked about it. Just really, really stoked about it. So I hope you guys will be excited about it too. I hope you guys will want to, you know, enjoy kind of following along as the van metamorphs from where we are now into, like I said, the Sasquatch van beast I believe it can be. And yeah, so, but anyways, I think I need to get some more firewood. I don't think I got quite enough. So we're gonna go run out with the van right now and see if we can't find some more deadwood to cut up and bring back to camp so we can really enjoy this winter camp properly. We're just gonna cruise along in the van here real quick, and we're just gonna see if we can't find something to cut up. I'm sure there's probably something fairly fresh that maybe has fallen just recently, hopefully near one of the roads. So we'll just kind of cruise a couple dirt roads and see what we can find. All right, guys. So we drove around a little bit, not too far, just down another couple dirt roads. We're in another spot here where it's obviously another dispersed camp where people camp a lot. But we found this tree here that's down, obviously just fallen. It's broken. It broke right down here up off the actual tree it's sitting next to. So it looks like it's been down a little bit, but you know, you can tell by the fact that there's still some pine needles on it that it hasn't been down very long. I'm just gonna take a little bit off the end here that looks really, really dead and probably at least dry enough. Like I said, I've got a bunch of wood already that is perfectly dry, so I can start burning on that, and then I can supplement it with this if it's just a little bit wet. So anyways, it's simple and easy to get to. Good enough for me. All right, guys. Well, we're finally kind of getting settled in for the evening. We've got a glass of Pendleton poured. We're actually drinking the Pendleton Midnight tonight. This is actually my favorite of all the Pendletons. I like them all, but the Midnight's my favorite. That's super good. But anyways, I know it can be a little bit on the lazy side a lot of times when you guys see me cooking meals. Last few videos, I've just thrown a can of Denny Moore on the Scottle and called it good. But tonight we're going to try to do something a little better. We're still going to go with a stew because I just think you can't beat a stew on a good cold wintry night. But we're going to use, we're not going to just throw a can of Denny Moore. We're going to use all fresh ingredients. So right now I've got some baby red potatoes and some baby carrots cooking here on the Scottle, and you know they usually take the longest to cook, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let them cook until they're good and tender. And then we got some other things. I've got some onions and celery that I've already cut up, and then I've got some a few other things like garlic and butter, and we're gonna use a little bit of this Three Creeks 5-pine chocolate porter. I've got some mushrooms that we'll probably put in absolutely last because they cook up pretty quickly. And then we're going to, for the meat, we're going to use some bear sausage, some bear breakfast sausage. This is from my bear that I got during archery season. So we're going to use a little bear breakfast sausage for the meat. And since it's already been ground and seasonings for the breakfast sausage been added to it, it really adds a lot of flavor to the stew. I think it's going to be really good. But anyways, we're gonna just kind of let this cook up, and we'll see how she comes out. Oh my. Alright guys, I mean I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you how good this is. Oh my god. I can tell you this, it's not Dinty Moore. It's not Dinty Moore. This is so good. A little bit of heat from those red peppers. The gravy thickened up really nice. The potatoes are done. Like everything is done just perfect. Nothing's like overdone or mushy. Oh man, sometimes it is definitely worth it not to be lazy. And tonight was one of those nights. This is super good. Yeah, I think that beer, putting that beer in, which I will give credit where credit is due. I did see Chad from Living the Van Life. He just recently posted a video where he used a dark beer in a stew that he made. So that kind of gave me the idea. But man, I tell you what, I'll be keeping that in mind. Yeah, that's super good. That's so good. That's so good. Anyways,
I'm gonna eat this, and I'm gonna enjoy my fire. I'm gonna listen to the river. It's not currently snowing at the moment, but I'm hoping that we'll get a little bit more snow and maybe even wake up to a little bit of a winter wonderland in the morning, or more winter wonderland than we already have. But yeah, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this evening and eat this stew. I'll catch you guys in the morning.
Good morning, folks. Well, we are getting up this morning and we've got a beautiful new layer of snow. Not too much, looks like maybe an inch or so, nothing too crazy, but it is currently snowing right now and it's just really beautiful, and just enjoying it from inside the trailer here. Kind of just been relaxing and drinking a little bit of coffee and just enjoying watching the snow fall through the door here and seeing the river flow by. It's really been pleasant and nice. But I do think I am going to get up here probably after this cup of coffee, and we're going to make some breakfast. And my plan is biscuits and gravy this morning. And I know I've done biscuits and gravy in past videos, but I thought maybe I'd share just a few more little tips or tricks that I have found for specifically doing the biscuits on the Scottle. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. But let's finish this cup of coffee and get out in it. Alright folks, well, we're starting to get breakfast going here. We've already got the biscuits on and they've been cooking for just a little bit. We're using a little grate that kind of keeps the biscuits off the surface. This one is actually from Timbo Tusk, but you can, find these probably something like similar to this at any kitchen supply store. And then of course we're keeping a lid on the biscuits as well. But the trick to doing these biscuits and getting them not to burn is just flip them often. And it's a little bit challenging because they can be kind of soft in the beginning, but you just have to kind of keep flipping them so that they can evenly cook and not burn, and you should end up with some good golden brown biscuits. Also, you want to run the Scottle on a pretty low heat so that it's not kicking out a ton of heat. You want it to actually take a little bit of time and cook the biscuits through. We're also going to make some gravy. We're going to cheat with a little packet of country gravy, and we'll mix in, of course, some of the leftover bear breakfast sausage, and that will make, a good sausage gravy for us to put on our biscuits. I also got some hot water boiling over here. I found me a new piece of camp gear that someone decided to leave behind here in this camp. It's just a little grate. I've seen one similar at some of the mart stores, but somebody left one behind, and I think I'll keep it, throw it in my camp because it works pretty good for throwing over the solo stove, so I have a way of keeping some hot water on. And that's something I really like to do when I'm out in these winter camps like this, and especially where I have an endless supply of water flowing in front of me. I like to just always have some water
hot and ready to go. It's just great for, you know, making coffee or cleaning stuff up. It's just really handy to have. But yeah, somebody's another person's trash is another person's treasure, isn't that what they say? So that'll be a cool piece of gear for me. Anyhow, I'm gonna finish cooking up this breakfast, and let's keep going on it. Man, I tell you what, this was delicious. I've just been plowing through it, but the gravy is super good. Got just a little kick of heat from the red pepper flake that I put in there. Just the right consistency, the way I like it, nice and thick. The sausage tastes amazing. The biscuits are nice and crisp on the outside without being burnt. Soft in the middle without being gooey. I mean, just really, really, really good. And just a great meal for a good wintry, snowy day like we have today. It's just been really nice. Actually, all morning it's been snowing just non-stop. I don't think it snowed that much last night, but it's definitely been really consistent this morning. But it's just these really big, huge flakes that just kind of float down real soft and nice. I think it's just cold enough for it to snow, so it just makes for these just really big, beautiful flakes. You add in the fact we got the river and the ambient noise that it creates and a little crackle of the fire. Makes for a good morning. Definitely a great first winter camping trip for the van. My first introduction to the whole van life for myself. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I could ask for a better trip, and I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about the van, and I'd really like to know your guys' thoughts on the van. You can leave those down below, but I'm super excited about it. Let me know what you guys think about the name Sasquatch, you know, because of the little Bigfoot guy on the side of it. I think that makes a neat name for it, and hopefully as we continue to build it out, it will, you know, become to live out its name. So I'm excited about that. But just so you guys know, the Ford is not going anywhere. I'm going to keep both vehicles. They're both going to be used in the videos. I just think because they're both, you know, long in the tooth, it's just a good idea for me to have a backup vehicle. I do see as the van gets more built out and more set up that it will become the primary vehicle, because I want to use it as an office space. Excuse me. And the trailer will still be my living situation, so I'll live out of the trailer. The van will become more of an office setup for me, so that way I can edit my videos and edit my photos. And I think it'll be really, really cool. So, but anyways, I think I'm going to take some time to just enjoy a little bit more of this day without the complications of filming. And I'm going to finish what little bit of breakfast I have here, and then we'll pack up and get going, you know, before the snow gets too deep where I have a struggle getting out with the van, considering the fact that it is only two-wheel drive. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a like. If you have any comments or questions, please leave those down below. If you've made it this far in the video and you really enjoyed the content, you know, check out some of my other stuff. You know, please consider subscribing, and I'll catch you guys again outside.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
All right, folks, so things are just going crazy with the COVID-19 virus, or the coronavirus, whatever you want to call it. So me and the dogs, we're gonna bug out for a few days and see if we can't get a little bit of normalcy going on in our lives. So this looks like a pretty decent place to do some self-quarantining. We're just on the edge of some BLM, just inside some national forest. Out that way we have just lots of open, very open sage land. I think this will be a good spot, and we can hang out here for a little bit. Hopefully we'll be able to find some firewood. I can already see that there's plenty of down trees, so it's just a matter of maybe finding one that isn't too wet. We'll get it cut up with the chainsaw, which we have sitting up on top of the van, and we'll get the trailer all set up, get a good campfire going, and a bit of peace outside the chaoticness of the coronavirus. So I think this will be a good spot. I think this will be a good spot to kind of hold up for a day or two. Well, we've got the trailer kind of set up here a little bit. We got the awning out at least. I see a tree off yonder that actually looks like it's fallen over, but it's still kind of leaning up against some other trees. So I think that could be a good opportunity for some firewood. So I think I'm gonna grab the chainsaw up off the van, and we'll go over there and cut it up. I've cleared a spot. We're not going to use the solo stove, even though I have it and I typically do use it, but since it's been fairly chilly, I really want to have a good size open ground fire tonight, just to kind of stay warm and have a couple of drinks by. All right, guys. So we're gonna forego our normal Pendleton tonight. I feel like a Corona is appropriate for the current situation we're dealing with. But man, I tell you what, it feels like a million miles away right now. You wouldn't even know that there's a problem in the world out here. Just an absolutely gorgeous night. Chilly, foggy, but I can see some nice color in the sky over there where you can tell the sun is kind of starting to fall, and there's just some purple in the sky that looks
really cool with the snow and everything on the ground. So all things considered, you know, you can't really beat it, and it feels good to just, you know, like I said, to get a little normal in my life. And for me, this is my normal. This is where I like to be and what I like to be doing, and it definitely helps calms the mind a little bit. So plus, I really do like these Corona Familiars. This is the Corona Familiar, not the normal Corona that everybody's used to, I think. But these are quite good. I do drink these fairly regularly, not just when an epidemic or pandemic is hitting the country. But anyways, yeah, it is starting to kind of get dark, and I think I'm gonna sit, enjoy this beer, because I've just been kind of going since getting the firewood and everything kind of stacked in for tonight. Finished getting camp all set up. Everything's kind of ready to go there. The dogs have been fed and they're settled in the drifter trailer where they're nice and warm. I got the Mr. Buddy heater kind of going for them there. So I think we're all set for a good night. I'm not sure what I'm going to make for dinner tonight. I'm just going to kind of go through the stores a little bit and see what I've got. And we'll just kind of whip up something easy, I think, because for the most part, I just kind of want to chill and relax tonight. All right, so we're just going to kind of go super simple here tonight. Just got some good old bar-ass hot dogs. And I'm just going to grab a couple of those out. They're good size hot dogs. We're going to grab probably 3. Put the rest back in the refrigerator. I'm just going to cut them up here real quick. Yeah, super easy, super simple. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to cook some of this ready-made Uncle Ben's rice. This is red beans and rice. We're going to add just a little bit of chicken stock just so that the rice cooks and kind of rehydrates really good. It's already kind of hydrated because it's kind of a microwave rice, but I think just adding a little chicken stock just not only adds a little bit of flavor, but just, helps the rice cook a little bit. But we're going to cook it all here on the scuttle and yeah, get going on it. Well, other than the smoke in my eyes, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. I think definitely adding that chicken stock definitely added a bit more flavor. So, yeah, the smoke's killing me a little bit though. I guess it figures it needs a little campfire smoke flavor in there too, just to make it perfect. But anyways, yeah, it's been a busy day, kind of running around, getting camp set up, getting firewood. It's been nice to kind of sit by the fire a little bit and just enjoy it. I did pop myself another Corona, and I'm gonna finish this, and then I think I'm gonna settle into bed with the dogs and get some sleep for tonight. So we'll just see what tomorrow brings. Hopefully we have another nice day tomorrow. Alright folks, well, we're starting to get up this morning. The sun's up.
Got some broken skies today and a little bit of clouds, but some sun peeking through. Actually made for very beautiful sunrise this morning, and really enjoyed just kind of sitting here and peeking out of the trailer. Just kind of been one of those mornings where we've been a little bit lazy, just hanging out and enjoying the peace and the quiet of, being out here in this remote desert area. Just another one of those things that I'm always very appreciative of is our public land system, and the fact that we have so much open space to explore and get away from the craziness of society. Even under normal conditions, when you're not dealing with a pandemic, things can get kind of crazy and out of control in people's lives, and sometimes you just need to have a little bit of outdoor time, a little bit of space from people, quiet, kind of clear the noise a little bit.
What a great morning. I tell you what, this is exactly what I was hoping for when I decided to go out on a little bug out trip, and I couldn't be happier. I mean, just a beautiful morning. It's just calm. The wind's not that, just a slight breeze. Got some high clouds, but a lot of blue sky and sunny weather, and it's just super, super pleasant, and I'm loving it. Just absolutely loving it. And exactly what I needed. Not just because of the coronavirus, but because of, I've just spent a lot of time the last few weeks in town while the van was being worked on and getting the 4x4 conversion done. So that's been at AJ's 4x4 vans, and they did the 4x4 conversion, they did the racks and everything. And there is a video that either is out now or will be out very shortly on that conversion, so definitely be checking my channel for that. I'll have it up in the upper right hand corner if it's out already. But like I said, it's just been several weeks of just a lot going on, and then you add the coronavirus on top of that, and it's just, like I said, this has been really, really pleasant to be out here and to get away from all that for even just for a night, But like I said, I've got some more things I want to do to the van. I'm almost done with the dual battery system. I've got just a couple more things to finish up on that, and I see that from my notifications that some parts I ordered on Amazon are in, and I should be able to knock that out if I get back in town today. So I want to get that done and get out and do some more adventuring so I can create some more videos for you guys. But until then, if you guys haven't checked it out, I really want to encourage you to check out a short film that my friend Ellen from Morningstar Films did for me called Drift. She came out with me for a couple days, actually back in November, and filmed a really beautiful piece and edited together really nicely, kind of getting me to open up and share a little bit about my past, my feelings on overlanding, photography, and of course the public land system, which I'm enjoying right now. So if you guys haven't checked that out, I really encourage you to do so. She did a fantastic job, and I'll put a card to that up in the upper right hand corner, plus a link to it at the end of the video, and I'll put a link in the description as well. Just super appreciative of the hard work she put into that video, and you will definitely see it in the quality that video shows. So anyhow, like I said, I hope that you guys are doing okay. I know these are kind of scary times and a lot of uncertainty, but I just want to encourage everybody to kind of, you know, sit back, relax a little bit, try to, you know, make good decisions, because I see a lot of panic happening and nothing has ever been solved. No good decision or good problem solving has been done because of panic. So, you know, I just really want everybody to, you know, kind of make good decisions, because that's what we're really gonna need to do to get through this and get beyond this, you know, moving forward. And of course, I want to encourage the other YouTube friends I have out there and influencers I have out there to, you know, use your platforms as well as a way to encourage people and not panic people during this time, because like I said, panic has never been a good solution to any problem. But anyhow, like I said, I'm gonna get a couple more things done on the van, and then we're gonna get back out and do some more exploring and adventuring, and I'm gonna be sharing that with you guys. So I will see you guys again outside.
Bird on a tree. I'm just sitting here. I got time. It's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
Alright guys, so we were on our way on another snowy adventure, and actually I wasn't anticipating so much snow, but it is snowing. But we have another bigger problem. As you can see, we have a lot of, that's not smoke, but steam coming from the van. So I've already inspected it to see what's going on, and we've lost, my heater hose is just busted off. I already have replaced on the van the radiator and the main radiator hoses, but I didn't have those replaced yet. But I already looked down inside here, and sure enough, I can see the hose is broken. So I'm gonna have to see if I can bypass it. At least it's going just to the heater. So I think if I can figure out, kind of get a little tricky, I should be able to hopefully bypass it, which means that we won't have heat inside the van, but at least that we can get running again, and get the van out of here and get it hopefully somewhere where it can be repaired properly. So that's where we're at right now. So here's the culprit right here. Here's the hose that busted off, going right into the heater. I'm thinking that what I can do, simple enough, is that there's a heater line. The other heater line is right here. So I think what I can do is just take it off, and we'll cut this hose back right here, and then we'll plug right into that heater line, which will bypass the heater. Like I said, we won't have heat in the van, but that will at least get us going. So I'm gonna grab a couple of tools. I think we're gonna take this whole thing off just to make it a little bit easier to work with, and we'll see if we can't get this solved.
All right. That. Okay. So, gonna watch that a little bit. Make sure that we don't get. So we'll do something with that once we get the other. So I think what I'm gonna do actually is I'm just gonna get some tie wraps right now and tie wrap that up in a way to make sure that it doesn't fall down in there. Okay, all right, so that's done. Now we're gonna take this radiator hose here. Oops, careful not to spill radiator fluid all over the place, but we're gonna try to get it on that fitting. All right, so that should be everything. We're gonna basically, what I'm gonna do now is go ahead and put everything back on, and then I'm gonna start the engine and just kind of monitor it for a minute to see if it's gonna hold all right. All right guys, so it looks like it's gonna hold and we're gonna be okay, at least for tonight. It's already getting kind of late, so what I'm just gonna do is we're just gonna get whipped around. We're gonna go down the mountain a little ways, get ourselves in good position to be able to get into town tomorrow and see if we can't get a mechanic to replace that hose for us. All right guys, well, I think we found a place where we're gonna camp tonight. Just a little side road off the main road, but it puts us in good shape to be able to get out of here tomorrow. It's still snowing a little bit outside, but super, I mean, we're right on the edge temperature where it could turn to rain at any time. It's sticking a little bit, but nothing too major. But yeah, so anyways, with the fact that we lost the heater in the van because I had to bypass it, I'm very happy that I got my Propex heater installed this last week. So I decided to go with the Propex over one of the diesel heaters. They work the same concept. You got intake and exhaust that go out of the van, and then you just have a heat exchanger that's circulating dry air in the van. But the reason why I went with the Propex is because everything else that I have, my scuttle, my burners, everything like that for cooking, everything's propane. So it just made more sense to me to stick with just two fuels, gas for the van and propane for all my accessories. So that's why we went that route. Now it was a little bit more expensive. Those diesel heaters usually run about 150, couple $100. This actually was close to 900. So it was a lot more expensive unit, but it takes less maintenance than the diesel heaters, and it uses less battery power than the diesel heaters because it doesn't have glow plugs. So I don't have that extra expense on my battery, so that's good. But the van itself, like many of you guys asked in my last video to see the inside, but quite honestly, the inside of the van is really undone. There's just, we're kind of throwing some stuff together, and I'm just trying to make it work in here a little bit so that way I can sleep in here, work in here. I've got my 4K monitor. I have a 28-inch 4K monitor in here, and then I've got my Jackery 1000. It runs the monitor and my laptop when I have it all out and working, and that's actually been working good. The bed's been working good. I do have some insulation for the van. I just haven't installed it yet. I've got this new insulation from a company called Havelock Wool. That's what I'm going to use. It's going to be a wool insulation, so we're going to try to work on getting that installed very shortly, because you can see still, especially with the snow out there, definitely still, even with the dry heater and everything, getting some condensation on the inside. We do have the Max Air fan as well, and so it's come together. But like I said, it's not like a really fancy build like you see a lot of people's vans. I do want to be able to do that at some time, but I really kind of want to just get the van going so I can start using it, and then that way too, it'll allow me to kind of spend some time with it. So when I do put the money into and the effort into building it out nice, I really have a good idea of what I want. right now, since I've never used a van before, you know, I have ideas of how I think I might want things, but I really kind of want to have that opportunity to use it first. So really rough in here, you know, but it's working for me at this point in time, and I'm loving it. Quite honestly, I'm loving the van, absolutely loving it. But yeah, so we're gonna throw a jacket on and get outside. I still have the drifter trailer and I'm still using it. I've got different plans for it, and I still use it for kind of my outside cooking area where I want my fire and everything. So we're gonna go out, get all that set up, and think about getting some firewood going. And you know, even though we had a little trouble getting up in here, we're still gonna enjoy a nice camp, and then we'll get up and get out of here in the morning.
Too many days in the darkness without a glimpse of the light. Running tired and broken and scared, but I swear I'll never give up the fight. I see you broken and beat, head pulled down over your eyes. Every part of you wants to surrender, but darling, you were meant to survive. With every star, we are born again. Open your heart, spend less time in your head. With every star, we are born again. Open your heart, spend less time in your head. Just like a seed in a garden, you will grow to be tall, staring out over miles of land without it, but wanting to build up walls. Lift me up in your branches, we can watch the sunrise. Just a couple of bruised up souls that believe that it was worth one more try. With every star.
All right, guys, so it looks like we got camp all set up. We're in good shape. The drifter trailer's all set. We got the awning out. We've got a new fire pit down here that we're trying, that actually one of my patrons on Patreon sent me to do some testing with, see how I like it. And then I've got a new chair from CVT. I really like it. I got a chance to sit in it the other day over at their showroom, and I really liked my old chair, the Ozark Trail, that I'd been using for a long time. It was a great chair, but man, that one's super comfortable and really well constructed, so I'm excited about it. So we'll be trying that out. But all other things, we've got a couple trees down over here that I think will make great firewood. They're dead and they're leaning up against another tree, so they're not been laying on the ground. So I think I'm gonna grab the chainsaw and get them chopped up, and hopefully we can get a nice warm fire going here real quick. All right, guys, so we've got the fire going. It's already 7 o'clock and I'm getting pretty hungry. Still really light out. It's getting that time of year where it's just staying light really late into the day. but like I said, I'm hungry. So I've got some boneless chicken thighs that I've been cutting up, and I'm gonna add them onto the scuttle and add a little bit of Montreal steak seasoning, their spicy steak seasoning. And then also I'm gonna add, after that's kind of cooked through, I'm gonna just add a can of cream and mushroom soup. So it's just gonna be kind of a soup tonight, kind of a chicken soup tonight. And it'll be easy, it'll be warm, it'll taste good on a cold wintry night. Still snowing, still not really accumulating, but really, really beautiful nonetheless. Alright, let's try this out. Man, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, in fact, that's actually really good. I wasn't sure how that cream of mushroom soup was going to be. It was, you know, being the gluten-free, but it was all they had left on the shelf, so I took what I could get. But man, it sure came out good. Tell you what, it has been a very, very pleasant evening. You know, I was this close to bailing out of here when the van broke down, but after I got it fixed, you know, I knew everything was going to be all right, and I was already out here, and I thought to myself, you know, how many more nights are we going to get with snow? I mean, I thought the last time I went out with snow that was going to be it. So I was kind of really surprised today that we've had such a beautiful, beautiful day with all the snow falling down. And it's not really accumulating. There's, you know, it's maybe 2-3 inches on the ground, but it's just enough to make everything look really pretty. And I don't know, it just kind of gives me that whole feeling that everything's going to be all right. You know what I mean? Everything is going to be all right. Anyhow, I am getting tired. It's getting close to 10. I did make an appointment tomorrow for the van with my mechanic, so we're going to get out of here bright and early. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go this evening. I was going to make you guys biscuits and gravy in the morning, but if you guys would like, check the video tags at the end of this video, and there will be a video link to one I did with Chad with Living the Van Life, and I made him biscuits and gravy. So maybe you can watch that instead if you haven't seen it already. But I hope you did like this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please do give it a like. If you hated it, go ahead and give it a dislike. And I'll catch you guys again outside.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
Alright, well, we're gonna head up into the mountains. It's a beautiful blue sky day, but we're gonna see if we can get up a little ways, see if we can find some snow that's left over from the last big snowstorm, and just find a good place to camp for the evening. Alright guys, so we've gotten ourselves in a little bit of a pickle here. We're flying the drone, trying to get some cool shots for you, and while I was paying attention to the controller, I got the van stuck. I went off the track here. I mean, there's obviously a track where everybody has been going up, and as long as I was in the track, I was doing fine. But yeah, I ended up driving just off a little bit, got in some soft stuff. Now the van is in four-wheel drive. It's dug itself down a little bit. The one thing I haven't done yet, and I didn't think I was gonna have to because it's so beaten down, and I probably wouldn't have had to if I wouldn't have drove off the track, is I haven't aired down the tires yet. So I'm just gonna air down. I think that will just, I'll be able to drive right out once the tires are aired down, and we'll get moving again. Okay, so like I said, I'm just gonna air down. I've got these little adapters that just go on to my valve stem, and it just lets air out. It just pushes the valve stem in and just basically lets air freely go out. Right now I'm at about 62 pounds of pressure, which is my highway pressure. And on this snow, it's just, they're just really hard, and they're just not getting as good a traction as they could. Once I air down to about 25, we won't have any problems whatsoever at that point. Alright, so got the tires aired down, but since I was already kind of dug in, I went ahead, just as an extra precaution, dug around the tires a little bit, so that way I should have a clear path out. Alright, now that we're out, let's see if we can get some more cool drone footage without getting stuck again.
Check it on command.
Well guys, we might have hit the end of the road. There's no more tracks up this way. The snow has gotten real sugary. And as deep as it is, I'm not sure the van's gonna make it much further. But figure we'll at least give it a try. All right, well, we tried a couple times. This snow is just too wet and sugary. It's just like ice and water underneath. So as you can see, the way it's kind of clumping up under the van, this isn't powdery snow. I mean, a few weeks ago, I was in snow this deep and the van went through it no problem, but that was fresh powdery snow. This has been sitting for a little while. It's just like pushing through piles of ice. So we're just gonna back down.
See if we can find another place to camp for the evening. All right, folks, well, I think I found where we're gonna camp tonight. We're just literally around the corner from where we got stuck in the snow, but it is absolutely gorgeous. We have a huge, like 180-degree view of the mountains. I think this is gonna be beautiful come sunset tonight, and maybe even more gorgeous come sunrise in the morning. So yeah, I think we'll hang out here. I've given plenty of space here just in case anybody wants to come up and try to go further than I did. They absolutely can give it a go. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna kind of get set up, maybe get a campfire, and we're gonna chill and relax. It's absolutely warm. You can see I'm in a t-shirt right now with the sun on me. It's actually hot. So crazy weather right now. Man, I tell you what, it is absolutely gorgeous out here right now. I hope this camera is just doing it a tiny bit of justice on how beautiful it is. I think there's just something about being up in the mountains and the way the light reflects off the snow. But I mean, look at the color in the sky, and absolutely amazing. You know, sometimes I think things happen for a reason. You know, I was actually planning on heading to a little lake, which would have been beautiful. It'd have been great, but I don't think I'd have had this view. So I'm not complaining at all to be where I'm at. This is a great location to be tonight. But I'm gonna tell you, the light, since the sun went down, it's definitely chilled off. So we've got all our firewood cut. Let's get a fire going and start thinking about dinner. All right, so I've got two good fires going here. It's not because it's that cold. I mean, it is pretty stinking cold out since the sun went down, but I'm gonna keep one fire burning hot to keep me warm, and we're gonna let this one over here burn down to coals, and we're gonna cook our dinner on it.
All right, well, we're getting pretty close to being ready to cook. This fire is getting to a point where I'm gonna start spreading it out a little bit, and so we just have some coals. Our other fire's burning nice, so that way we'll stay nice and warm as we cook. What we're gonna cook on tonight is this 16-inch plow dish. This is actually a farmer's plow dish that my buddy Alan found in a farmer's field, all rusted and kind of funky looking, but he cleaned it up, he welded in the center, added in these chain links, and this has been my go-to cooking device ever since he built it for me. It fits well in the van, it's small, and just doesn't take up much space. And the nice thing is about it is I should be able to cook right over the fire with it because it doesn't have anything attached to the bottom. This is very similar to the Timbo Test Scuttle that you guys have seen me use before. I really like the Scuttle, but it just was a little bit kind of bulkier than I wanted to keep in the van. So when Alan showed me this, I latched onto it really quick, but I think it's gonna work well. We're gonna try, me and Alan came up with this idea. We got these 3/8 steel rods, and they're mushroomed at the end so that basically they can go through but not slide all the way through, and then we should be able to suspend the Scuttle over the coals and cook over it. What we're going to have for dinner tonight is I've got some venison steaks, and then I've got some vegetables and mushrooms and some microwave rice and a few little other odds and ends and that we're going to use, and I think it'll make for a good dinner tonight. All right, we're gonna start with these broccoli and carrots. Get them kind of cooked up a little bit. So this wood I'm using on this fire is some wood that I actually had in the van. It's a mixture of juniper and maple, which makes a lot better coals than the pine that I cut today with the chainsaw. That stuff just pretty much burns up pretty fast and just makes ash, but juniper does really well at making coals, and so does maple. Now we're just adding a little beer. That will add a little bit of broth to the mixture, and then we're just gonna add, like I said, we're gonna add this already pre-made Uncle Ben's rice. These are really easy. They're microwave, and so if you just add a little liquid like I just did there and let it simmer for a minute, it cooks up real nice, adds some nice flavor. I'm just gonna go ahead and add a little bit more. Now, according to Donald, Off-Roading the West, he says that the trick to cooking with alcohol is making sure that all the alcohol burns off. So we're gonna just let that cook for a minute. So I just put some water on to boil on the other fire. I've got a little special treat for myself tonight. Beyond my normal Pendleton, we're gonna have some hot cocoa to go along with it. All right, well, I think we are ready to eat. This is looking really good. Got our venison. Oh yeah, that's looking nice. just kind of set it off to the side here.
Guys, this is living. This is living right here. Absolutely gorgeous evening, stars out, warm fire, no wind. It's really calm and pleasant out right now. Amazing food. Hot. But this is good. This is good living right here. Well, it looks like we're gonna have a beautiful morning. The sun is just starting to come up and peek through the van here. It's hitting the tops of the mountains and it's looking absolutely gorgeous. There's a little fog down in the valley, which really looks nice, and it's just gonna be a beautiful morning. Just making a cup of coffee right now, and then I'm gonna hop out and get a little fire going, maybe make some breakfast while we wait for the guys from AJ 4x4 Vans to show up, and we'll get having some fun. What do you think, Daisy? Have some fun? Yeah. Alright guys, well, we're just finishing up cooking some bacon. It's absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous day. I have zero complaints. I know these types of days don't really get the views that the stormy weather does, but man, I am really, really enjoying this. Temperature is great, there's no wind, it's just absolutely beautiful in every direction, and just having a really good time, just a really nice, relaxed, good time. But anyways, I'm just gonna enjoy this bacon. The guys from AJ's 4x4 Vans are gonna be up here in a couple hours. I'm gonna finish this video with some highlights of our trip. So I'm hoping that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a like. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. And we'll catch you guys again outside.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together, it's so beautiful. You and me, we're meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
Thunderstorm warning for the following area. In Oregon, east slopes of Oregon Cascades. Winter storm warning in effect from 4 p.m. this afternoon to 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time Saturday above 4,000 feet. Heavy snow expected above 4,000 feet. Total snow accumulations of 10 to 20 inches mainly along the Cascade Crest above 4,000 feet. Winds gusting as high as 50 miles per hour. From 4 p.m. this afternoon to 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time Saturday. Impacts. Travel could be very difficult to impossible. Gusty winds could bring down tree branches. If you must travel, keep an extra flashlight, food, and water in your vehicle in case of an emergency.
Well, that should definitely make this trip interesting.
These winter storms can be extremely unpredictable, so winter camping in the backcountry is not something you should be taking lightly. These are not plowed, maintained roads. You want to make sure that you have a vehicle that is capable in deep snow and that you have plenty of supplies like food, water, and fuel in case you find yourself spending a few extra days waiting for conditions to improve.
Well, we're finally starting to get high enough that it's actually turning from rain to snow, which is nice. We're getting into some area that got some previous snow earlier, and it's really slushy and heavy, which is making it a lot harder for the van to get through because it's very slick, and then the weight of the snow is a lot harder for the van to push out of the way. Ideally, my favorite snow is good, dry, powdery snow because you can get really good traction in it, and it's really easy for the van to just kind of push it out of the way, even if it's fairly deep.
Over the last few years, I have really come to appreciate winter camping. Growing up as a kid, camping was a summertime event. Winter camping was never really considered. But as I get older, I am finding less and less joy in summer camping and finding that I appreciate the solitude and peace that comes with winter.
Alright, so we just backtracked a little bit here. We're going to cut up some firewood. I found a tree that's down over here. It's got a little snow on it, but I do have some dry stuff inside the van I can get the fire started with, and so we just need to make sure we have plenty of extra wood to get us all the way through the evening.
There once was a time when I would say that setting up camp was part of the fun, and there definitely was a certain joy that came with spending a couple hours setting up a good camp. But I'm kind of over that now with all the time I spend in the backcountry. I find I really enjoy the benefits of the van and the ability just to pull into a location and immediately start focusing on the activities that I would rather be doing. like hunting, hiking, fishing, photography, or maybe I just want to sit and listen to a crackle of the fire while I warm my belly with a glass of whiskey. In the end, I don't want to spend a lot of time setting up a camp in winter weather, and I definitely don't want to spend the core of my last day tearing it down. Chopping wood is one of those chores I don't mind doing. There's something very satisfying about putting an axe to wood. And let's face it, a warm campfire is one of the simple pleasures of a winter camping experience.
Well, we finally got camp pretty well set up. It took a little bit with all the blowing snow and everything. It just made everything a little bit more challenging. I actually almost didn't really want to come up here. It was just pouring rain down below, and even though the weather report said that we would get snow at 4,500 feet, the way it was pouring down lower, I was doubting it. But sure enough, we're actually at 4,500 feet right now. We're on a small little mountain lake up in the Cascade Mountains, and it's just laid down a beautiful layer of new snow. And in fact, based on what I can see what's on the awning, there's about 2 inches of snow has fallen since we've been here. We are getting just a slight reprieve right now. I can see it's just barely spitting on me a little bit, but not too bad. Anyways, I want to just get a few things straightened up. I brought some fixings for our chili tonight. I think that will be a good hearty meal for a good cold evening like this. And Daisy's just sacked out on her bed. She kind of played in the snow a little bit, so she's a little bit worn out. But yeah, all in all, so far, very pleased with our situation at the moment. One of the advantages of cooking in the van like this is I don't have the wind stealing my heat, so everything cooks really well.
Cooking is another one of those simple pleasures of a good winter camping trip. There's nothing better than a tasty hot meal after an eventful day in the woods. I don't know about you, but I feel like I appreciate the food more when I'm in the outdoors. And the meal doesn't even have to be that extravagant. A can of hot beans can be more satisfying than a 5-star meal in a fancy city restaurant.
Oh, Daisy, I think it's time to get up, babies.
You don't think so? Oh, that's a good girl. We're just starting to get up this morning. It's just now starting to kind of get light, and I peeked my head out. It looks like maybe we got another couple inches or 3 inches, nothing too much. It looks like it's snowing a little bit right now, but I can't really tell if it's snowing or just blowing snow off the trees. But just getting some coffee, we'll get started with that, and then let it get a little bit lighter, and then we'll go out and check things out a little bit. Well, I think we're all packed up, got everything situated in the van, had a good little camping excursion. We're gonna go ahead and hit the road now while the snow is nice and cold and powdery and easy to drive. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a like. If you have any comments or questions, leave those down below. Special shout out to my Patreons for making these videos possible, and we'll see you guys again outside.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
All right, folks. Well, it is November 22nd. Daisy and I are on our way to go visit family for the Thanksgiving holiday, but we decided that we'd break the trip up a little bit, head up here in the mountains, and do some camping. Main reason is that they are calling for some snow tonight. Now, that is kind of hard to believe considering what a gorgeous day today is. I mean, there isn't a cloud in the sky, but they are saying tonight around 1 a.m. it's supposed to start snowing. So we're hoping that we're going to wake up tomorrow to a beautiful winter wonderland. All right, well, since we're only going to be here for the one night, we got to keep traveling in the morning. I'm not going to set up a lot of stuff on the van. We are camped on a beautiful little creek that's flowing pretty good. It's very beautiful up here right now, and with the beautiful skies, it's very nice. Complete contrast to what I'm actually hoping for. Alright, so I'm realizing that I didn't have as much wood as I hoped for in my toolie box. So I found this tree here. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut a few sections out of it just to add to my wood supply. There's plenty of dead and down wood around here to choose from. I'm choosing this particular one because even though it has fallen, it hung up on these trees and it's off the ground. This area was extremely dry this summer, so I'm expecting, other than some superficial wetness, that this is going to be pretty dry all the way through.
All right, folks. Well, we've got dinner done. It's gotten dark outside. We've got the fire going. Decided to cook inside tonight just because it's just a little bit warmer in here for Daisy. I shaved her a couple days ago, mainly just because of the fact that with her long hair, she gets too warm inside the van and she pants all night. She doesn't spend much time outdoors anymore. She's very old. She's 14 and a half. She'll go out and do her business, but for the most part, she just wants to come in and lays around inside the van, and it's uncomfortable for her if it's when she's got all her hair. So I thought we'd just kind of come in, settle inside the van. I can still enjoy the fire, still hear it, still see it. It's still really nice to have that convenience, but also nice to be able to sit inside a warm place and just relax and enjoy the evening. But yeah, we got dinner tonight. I've got my baby red potatoes. They were pre-marinated by the grocery store, so that worked out well. And then I've got some boneless chicken, and then I just added in some broccoli. So we're gonna test this thing out here. Make sure these baby reds are actually cooked all the way through. All right, well, that's pretty good. They're nice and soft. Taste really good. Got a nice little char on them from cooking in the pan. So broccoli's perfect. Still just a little bit of crunch, but a nice char on the outside. Daisy, why don't you let them know how the chicken is? How's this chicken? Well, looks like it's pretty good. Looks like it's pretty good. Still really clear outside. Don't know if we're gonna get the snow that they forecasted. We'll just have to wake up and see tomorrow. Alright folks, well, it is a beautiful snowy winter wonderland out this morning. The weatherman was correct. I had my doubts last night. It was so crystal clear and beautiful with the stars, but the snow did come in the night, and we've got a lovely 2 to 3 inches outside, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. I've been just sitting here enjoying some coffee. I can see out the windows, and I can see the creek flowing by with the snow covering the banks, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful scene to enjoy from the warmth and comfort of my little mini cabin in here. You know, when I built this van, I really wanted to feel like I was just, wherever it was parked, I wanted to feel like I was in a cabin in the woods, and right now I definitely feel like I'm just enjoying a beautiful winter scene from inside a little mountain cabin, and it's absolutely stunning. Whoop. Big a mess. These are really good. These are one of my favorite van life breakfasts. It's really easy to make in the van. It doesn't make a lot of mess usually if I'm not spilling it. Eggs a little runny. But really tasty and satisfying in the morning. It's just a good little breakfast. But just sitting here eating, or while I was cooking, I was kind of thinking to myself, I've had a bucket list item that I've wanted to do ever since I put in the new shower system in the van. I thought it would be really awesome to take a shower while it's snowing. I think that would be really cool. I don't know. I felt like today is like a perfect day for it because there's no wind, so you wouldn't have that chill factor. But it's also just cold enough to snow. It's like right at the about 32-degree mark, and we're in a secluded area where there's nobody around. I think today we're gonna have a winter snow shower. All right, so I've got the shower system all set up, and what I'm doing is I'm just recirculating the water. The water out of that creek is frigidly cold, so one pass through would not be warm enough for a shower for a day like today. So I'm gonna let it recirculate a little bit. I'll get the temperature up to where the jug feels warm to my hand, and then that should give me a nice, good, hot 104, 105 degree shower, which will feel amazing on a day like today where it's a bit cool.
For those of you that might be interested in how my shower system works, you can find a link to a full video in the description below. Well, that felt amazing. It's been a couple days, like I said, and to get all cleaned up feels great. It actually wasn't cold at all. Inside the shower room, it was completely warm with the shower going and everything. And then, as you probably saw, I just jumped right out of the shower, straight into the warm van, and I can finish drying off and get dressed. And it's actually pretty nice. Now again, today was a perfect day because there was no wind, just barely at the freezing mark, so we got the snow. Like I said, it just feels good to be clean. Come on, good girl. Let's get on the road. Get your front feet up there. Oh, what a good girl. All right. All right, folks, well, I hate to have to leave, especially now that it's starting to snow again. I got Daisy loaded. We're gonna head off and go catch up with my family, enjoy the Thanksgiving holiday. Of course, by the time you guys probably see this, that's gonna be over. So I hope you guys had a great holiday. And if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a like. If you have any comments or questions, leave those down below. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and make sure you hit that bell notification because I've got lots more episodes to come. Definitely a lot more episodes on the overlanding trip I did with Donald with Soft Roading the West and Edward Shin. So you'll be looking forward to that. And of course, as the snow continues to fall in the mountains, we're gonna have more snow camping videos coming your way. Anyways, guys, thanks for everything. We'll see you guys again outside. All right, folks, well, we've gotten to the spot where we're gonna set up a winter camp tonight. Unfortunately, it is really blizzarding out there. I mean, the snow's coming down, that's great. I don't mind that so much. It's the amount of wind that's also blowing at the same time. All right, folks, well, we finally have gotten camp set up. We got a nice fire going. Wind's still kicking pretty good, but we're in a much better spot. We moved over to a little camping spot where there's some nice trees around that are blocking the core of the gusts of wind, so still not too bad. Every once in a while you get a gust coming through like just now, but much better than where we were at when I first pulled in. Anyhow, guys, I've got a special guest in camp. I want to introduce you to Snowman. I've had Snowman, well, technically I don't know how long my parents had Snowman, but I can remember having him out, or my parents having him out as a decoration as early as, you know, being 6 years old. But I thought
It would be appropriate with Christmas coming down the line here to get them out, have them out in the camp for a little Christmas cheer. And he is offering some nice lights, so it does make the camp just feel a little bit more cheery. And of course, you know, you gotta love that smile on him. All right, folks, well, we're getting ready for dinner tonight. I've got out a few things. We're gonna do a fettuccine. We do have tortellini noodles. I just like these because they're cheese filled, so they're kind of good. But I've got some chicken apple sausages that we're gonna cut up, and then some broccoli I'll cut up. And then I couldn't find heavy whipping cream at the store today, so we're gonna try this low-fat buttermilk and a bunch of butter and see if we can kind of make our own little fettuccine sauce mixed in with a little Parmesan cheese. So I'm going to do a little prep inside the van just because it's kind of nice and warm inside here. But I do have the fire going good outside and it's not horribly bad anymore. The wind's starting to kind of kick down a little bit. So we are going to cook outside. All right, folks, well, I'm tired. I'm ready to eat. I'm not really expecting this to be the best fettuccine that I've ever made. That sauce, I just couldn't quite get that sauce to thicken up or be as creamy as when I use heavy whipping cream, but in the end I expect it to be hot, and that's probably going to be good enough on a cold night tonight. It still tastes good. It still tastes good. Definitely not as creamy as I would like, but still got good flavor. Oh man, what a night though. Still hear the wind howling through the trees. Down here where the van is, in this little group of trees, it's not too bad. Every once in a while we'll get a little gust, but for the most part it's a pretty nice evening to be out. The fire and the awning, it's very comfortable. So, but yeah, I think I'm gonna eat dinner and relax a little bit and then retire for the night. It's been a busy day.
Alrighty, well, good morning, folks. We just stepped back into the van, brew up our second pot of coffee this morning. We've already been out enjoying this beautiful winter morning by the fire, and still a little bit windy, but beautiful nonetheless. Just really beautiful winter scene out there, and it's been kind of pleasant. It is nice to come into the van and take a minute to warm up, make another pot of coffee, and Daisy definitely enjoys laying in here where it's warm and comfortable. So, but I do want to head back out, enjoy what left of my firewood I cut yesterday before I came up here, and we'll make a little breakfast, and then we'll probably start to think about packing up here in an hour or two. Alright, so we're getting breakfast going. I'm just doing all the prep and everything inside the van. I'm actually going to cook breakfast out on the fire. I've got some green peppers, some pre-cooked sausages that I just cut up into smaller chunks. We're going to make a breakfast scramble. So I've got some potatoes that I cut up. I'm not actually sure what type of potatoes those were. When I grabbed them off the shelf, I thought they were baby reds, but they are different than that. They're actually kind of purple with a greenish, like the inside meat is kind of greenish, so I'm not sure how that's going to turn out. But I cut those up, and I've got them pre-boiling in water, so that way I can kind of get them parboiled and partly cooked. That way they'll cook faster in the cast iron skillet. All right, breakfast is done. Put a little Taco Bell hot sauce on here. I also like green Tabasco. I don't know what's your guys' favorite thing to put on a breakfast scramble. Green Tabasco I think is actually one of my favorites for that, but I don't have any. But I do have the Taco Bell hot sauce, so let's try this out. Yeah. This came out much better than dinner did last night. Sun's starting to make a little bit of a peek. It's just barely, you can see illuminating through the clouds there, and kind of lighten things up a little bit. Still snowing, as you probably can see. We're getting some nice big flakes coming in through the camp here. Wind's still blowing a little bit. I mean, you can hear it through the treetops, and every once in a while we get a good gush right through the camp, but for the most part, it's not bad at all. Fire's going nice. Daisy's out wandering about in her new little jacket I got for her. She got really cold the last trip, so bought her a little jacket so that way she could stay warmer and enjoy kind of being out wandering around a bit. Anyhow, guys, I think I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this breakfast, sit back, drink the rest of my coffee, enjoy the rest of my firewood and fire, and then we'll pack up this camp and head down the mountain to meet up with Megan
So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a like. You know, your comments, your likes definitely do make a difference and help these videos out and help them get more reach and out to more people. So please do give them a like, comment. You know, if you really enjoyed the video, share it on your social media sites. Getting it out there more will allow more people to enjoy and see what I'm doing. So if you want to help the channel in that way, it'd be great. Anyhow, guys, we're gonna enjoy this. We'll catch you guys again outside. All right, folks. Well, the hecticness of the holidays is behind us. I'm just gonna take the van up into the forest. I don't have anything specifically planned other than to adventure until I don't feel like adventuring anymore, and then stopping somewhere, building the fire, drinking some Pilton, making a nice dinner. Just the same old, same old. Well, this seems like a pretty good place to camp, I think. Come on, Daisy. Come on, be a good girl. Oh, there you go. Good job. All right, so I knew with the way things had heated up, I knew these roads were going to be slushy and difficult to travel. This road here, we drove it until basically the tracks ended, and nobody's gone any further down that way, so I'm not worried about anybody trying to get through here tonight. Plus it's Monday. You know, I don't imagine there'll be too much traffic, but like I said, no vehicles have gotten any further than where I'm at. In fact, it doesn't look like anybody has gone any further than I have gone. So yeah, I think we'll be fine. I'm not going to worry about trying to get out tonight. It's already late in the afternoon. We'll worry about it in the morning. I'm just going to put the awning out, set the fire pit out, start camping.
Like I mentioned in the beginning, I didn't really have a set plan for today. All I really wanted was a peaceful evening out in the forest. I was attempting to get to some river spots that were a couple miles further down the road, but it was clear to me that there was no way I was going to plow through this heavy wet snow and get there. Checking things out, this spot really wasn't all that bad.
There were some beautiful views, and even though it wasn't really perfect, the van was sitting fairly level. It appeared that nature had just gifted me the break I was looking for. I just had to be willing to let go of my urge to dig myself out and eat up the rest of the day hunting for a perfect spot and just be content with where I was at. Sometimes I can get so focused on what I don't have that I forget to see what I do have right in front of me. I want to give a special shout out to Chambers Family Overland for going out and cutting someone's fence down and bringing us firewood for the Patreon campout last weekend. I kept a bunch of it. I will use that for tonight's campfire. So of course I'm just joking. They didn't actually cut anybody's fence down to get me this wood. These are just ends from fence post manufacturing. So handy, they come in bundles. In fact, I think one of them even has a handle on it. So they work good as firewood. So if you have anything like this around your area, great way to get some firewood for the evening. Well, as far as places go that you could get stuck, this one is not a bad place at all. There's nothing really to complain about right now. We've got a nice view of North Sister, and you can see Black Butte off in the distance over there, and the sun's starting to fall right now, and it's just putting a beautiful, beautiful glow on the snowy hillsides across the way, and it's not really that cold or uncomfortable, no wind. Just a really nice evening to be out, hun Daisy. Yeah. Well, we've had just a really beautiful evening. Sun's gone down now. It just got a little twilight going on. Still can kind of see the hills and everything out in front of the camp. Really pleasant evening. No wind. Still comfortable right here by the fire. Warm, comfortable, and just a light jacket. Just a really nice evening to be out. Tonight, we're doing something a little different than the traditional Pendleton. My friends David and Jen from Vega Adventuring on YouTube brought this to me at the Patreon winter camp out, and it's Woodinville bourbon whiskey, and it's really smooth. I mean, it's really nice whiskey. So I don't know, you guys might start seeing this make an appearance on the channel a little bit more often. It actually is a little bit better than the Pendleton, I have to admit. It's really good. Alright folks, well, we're getting ready to do some dinner. Tonight we're going to be doing a homemade cream of mushroom soup. We're going to be making the sauce out of some heavy whipping cream, and then of course we've got some mushrooms, onions, I've got some garlic I'm going to add to it. Of course we'll need some butter, and then we're going to change things up a little bit by adding some venison breakfast sausage to it. Man, I tell you what, that was an absolutely delicious meal. Hearty, warm, perfect for a cold winter's night. Even though tonight isn't too bad. I mean, it's actually really quite pleasant tonight. Not no wind, not that cold. Warm fire out in front, making it real pleasant. The only noise I'm hearing right now is a little bit of the flow of the river below me, crackle of the fire. All the good things, you know, you want on a winter's camping trip. Alright, well, we're just starting to get going again this morning. Got our coffee, a little oatmeal with some granola mixed in. But yeah, our weather's not quite what it was yesterday. Pretty cloudy, a little bit of wind, not too horribly bad, but enough to get a little gust here or there through the camp. But I tell you what, the thing that does have me a little bit concerned is it's actually really warm outside. I wasn't that concerned about getting the van dug out that morning. I was really more concerned about how warm it stayed overnight. I was hoping it would actually get really cold and freeze the snow. Frozen snow would be much easier to drive on and give me a lot more traction. Wet slushy snow is just the opposite. In fact, it's my least favorite snow to drive in. Digging the van out was pretty straightforward. I cleared the snow behind all the tires and made sure to clear away the snow from the rear diff as well. Alright folks, well, we safely made it out. I just got done airing up the tires. It's going to be dry pavement from this point out. The road was definitely a lot worse than it was yesterday since it warmed up. Yesterday was pretty much a piece of cake all the way until we got to where nobody had gone before, driving on those old tracks. But the old tracks today were kind of miserable to drive on just because they were so, with the slush on top of them, they were just ice. So the van was just swerving on and off of them and couldn't go very fast and constantly fighting, keeping the van, you know, trying to keep the van in the track. And yeah, just not a horribly miserable, but somewhat miserable drive out. But all in all, we're all good. We made it out, and it was a good time out in the woods last night. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please do give it a like. If you have any comments or questions, leave those down below, and I'll catch you guys again outside. All right, folks. Well, I got online this morning, checked some road cameras. Looks like we're finally starting to get a little snow in the mountains. So we're going to get out of this desert lowland and see if we can get up in some snow. It's been a little while since I've had the van stuck in some snow, so let's see if we can change that today. So we're just starting to get up into the mountain pass. We're still pretty low level. We're just starting to see a little bit of drifted snow on the side. I know when I looked at the street cams a little bit earlier today that they showed a little bit of snow in this area, but it looks like to me it's already kind of receded a little bit. So hopefully we're still gonna have plenty of snow up in the mountains when we get up in there. All right, so we've just gotten up into the mountains here, and I'm gonna go ahead and just get a couple things situated. One, I'm gonna jump out and lock the hub so that way we can put the van in four-wheel drive. But the other thing I'm gonna do is air down the tires a little bit so we can get a little bit more traction. We've got a little bit of snow on the road right now, and I imagine it'll get deeper as we get higher. So I wanna make sure that I get have plenty of float by airing the tires down a little bit, and that should give us more surface area of the tire on the snow to give us better traction. The other thing is I'm going to do to make sure I'm getting better traction is I'm going to switch into my winter boots.
In the winter, I like a good insulated boot that is tall. That way, if I'm wandering around in deep snow, I don't have to worry about it drifting in over the top. I also want them to have a heavy lug for traction, and I want to make sure they have plenty of room for my feet to move. Boots that are too tight on your feet will cut off circulation, and that will make your feet cold. I picked up these boots from Rocky last year. They pretty much recover all my requirements, except these ones leak when I stand in direct water. So I'll be looking for a suitable replacement for them.
All right, so it looks like we got a down tree here. Now I was able to get by this tree no problem, so I could just keep on going, but I'm gonna need firewood tonight anyways for our camp. So I might as well take advantage of this tree because it looks like it's decently dry and I can do a public service all at the same time. Got me a new pair of deerskin gloves. I love deerskin gloves, they're nice and soft. My other ones though were getting pretty rough, so I got a new pair for the season.
As soon as I started cutting into that tree, I realized pretty quickly that my chain was dull. It wasn't the dullest chain I've ever used, but it definitely wasn't eating through this old fur. I did eventually manage to get a few chunks off the tree, at least plenty for my needs. I'll definitely have to tend to that chain later. After cutting what I needed, I broke the tree down into movable chunks and got it off the road. Typically, I'd wait to chop wood at camp, but these were fairly good sized rounds, and I figured they'd be a lot easier to stack on the van after they were split.
Man, it's good to get all the hard work done early so that way we can just enjoy the rest of the day. I'm just gonna have a quick sandwich, a little lunch. Pick this up at the grocery store on the way out. But yeah, we're starting to finally get a little snow, so pretty excited about that. So we just need to get this thing mowed down, and we'll go up and see if we can't find a place to camp. All right, so I know this isn't really a new place. You guys have seen me camp here before many times, but the snow kind of makes it new because I've never actually camped here when there's been snow on the ground. And I have to say, it's absolutely stunningly gorgeous right now. Now, that little bit of a snow flurry we had when we finished up chopping wood, it seems to have passed, and it's just fairly calm. I can hear some wind up in the trees, but down here low, doesn't seem to be too bad. I have to admit, I did kind of wish that I was going to get here early enough in the year that the lake wouldn't be frozen over yet. I did bring my fishing pole, but looks like fishing won't be happening. I think I'm going to get the van turned around, make sure that I am pointed out in case we do get more snow in the night. Now, according to the weather report, we're actually supposed to get some sunny days for the next 2 days. So I'm kind of hoping we do get just a little bit more snow so it looks nice and fresh. And then in the morning, if it does clear up and the sun comes out, it's going to look stunning. So I'm just kind of kicking the snow out from underneath the awning so that way as I have a fire and I work my way around here and things start to kind of ice up, that it's not going to turn into just a slippery mess in here. I don't usually haul firewood in the van. I usually haul everything up on my little wood box that's on the rack. But I just had so much of it from where we cut there that I couldn't fit it all up there. So didn't want to leave this sitting because we're going to definitely be burning some wood while we're here.
Man, hot tea on a cold night, that really goes well. All things considered, though, it's actually a really nice evening. It is chilly, but it's calm, it's quiet, no wind at this point. There's a little dusting of snow once we got here, but that's not even happening now. But yeah, just a real calm, relaxing evening. Once I kind of got things settled, I did a few things off camera, just finishing getting things set up, got the rest of the wood off the van, sat by the fire for a little bit and just warmed myself. But yeah, I think we're pretty well set for a good old van camping evening. Alright, so we're just going to have a simple van camping meal tonight. You know, with everything that I did today, I don't really feel like going through the process of cooking up a big meal, but this is going to be delicious and it's going to be great for a cold night. So we're going to do a can of stacked chili. This is the Laredo chili with beans. We're going to add in a half pound of this Italian sausage and a big heaping scoop of this chili paste, which will really warm it up and make it great for, like I said, a good cold evening like we have tonight. Man, I tell you what, this is really hitting the spot. I didn't realize how hungry I was until I started cooking, and then, man. But with the Italian sausage in here, super hearty. And yeah, adding that little bit of chili paste in there definitely gives it a good kick of heat.
Well, good morning, folks. Looks like we are going to have a very beautiful morning. It's very clear looking outside. In fact, the moon is still up, and I don't think it's quite full, but it is very beautiful, putting some nice residual light out. Sun seems like it's starting to come up from the east, and in fact, feel like I can even starting to see a little sliver of light hitting some of the far treetops. So I think we're really in for a gorgeous, gorgeous day today. Right now, I'm just kind of taking it slow, relaxing a little bit this morning, enjoying some of the warmth and comfort that comes from, van camping. And yeah, it's just nice. Cup of coffee, warm, just a relaxing morning. Man, I tell you what, guys, it is absolutely stunning out here right now. The sun is just starting to kind of move over the trees here and hit the lake, and it's just lighting everything up really nice. And with the new freshly fallen snow, absolutely stunning. So, but yeah, don't be deceived by the sun though. It is cold, and there's just a bit of breeze today that's got a bite to it. So let's get over to the van and get a fire started and start thinking about some breakfast.
I'll tell you what, guys, man, I'm really hammering this down. I kind of messed around this morning and enjoyed my coffee and just relaxed in the van for a bit, and then came out here and sat by the fire for a little bit and enjoyed a little bit more coffee. But yeah, it's getting late in the day and this breakfast is really hitting the spot. There's nothing like fried potatoes and sausage and eggs when you're out van camping on a winter day.